All right, so we're about to get into a super duper dope interview, man. I can't wait for y'all to see it. Of course, my name is Jerz, aka Life as I See It. We've been blessed to have such an amazing guest, and I just can't wait for y'all to see it. So without further ado, check it out. All right, welcome back to another episode of Qualified Conversations, where we have in-depth conversations with individuals who we deem to be, in fact, qualified. So today, I have a very special guest in the building. This gentleman is a businessman, an entrepreneur, a member of the Divine Nine, which is also Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So you know that he's about the advancement of Black and brown people. And man, it's just so much I'm willing to talk to this gentleman about. So much I can't wait for y'all to hear about. And you'll soon see why I am so excited. But right now, I present to you Mr. Lerrick McCorvey.
I appreciate you for having me, my brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So thank you for coming.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming. So let's just jump right into it, right? I see the hat.
That's
STL.
Right. That's correct.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Correct.
Let's talk about it. Hailing from St. Louis.
Yeah. Lived there for the longest duration of my life. Actually, Atlanta now, but that's kind of just where I got my roots. And you'll often see me. I'm typically in a baseball hat, regardless if I have a haircut or not. I'm not bald, but I just like to have a baseball hat on. And it's a tough town, and it's a cool town, a unique town. And so I rep it and I hold it down just because of that kind of base that it gave me. And so, yeah, that's why I typically wear the STL and hold down the STL.
And I've been before. Very unique place, very unique people.
Yeah, facts.
It's different.
Tough. It's tough people. And I think it's that Midwest mentality of just, you got go-getters. It's still a little Southern, but it's not really Southern, right? It's the middle. So I really think it gave me a basis for both, and I don't go back as much as I used to, but because my parents have moved on. But sure. it's just a town, and I appreciate the time that I had there. And so 9 out of 10, you're gonna see me with an STL on.
No doubt, but as you should, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Drake said, Harley home, but always
rap.
Always. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do that. And then just kind of delving a little more into just like your St. Louis background. First, I want to ask, did you ever feel, or do you, or even people in St. Louis, do you guys feel like you have a chip on your shoulder being from that part of the Midwest, or no? Yeah, so
St. Louis, we had like this crazy run where we were very quiet, like in hip hop, in our culture, right? We had this quiet run, and then bam, here comes Nelly. And bam, here comes Murph. Here comes Jaquan. Here comes Chingy. Here comes the Rams. We win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Baseball. Yeah. Then we under this microscope of just this culture and what we created in this mix. And then you see, Jay Nix on the radio out here, and my boy PB out here, and Poncho, who owns the James Room. You just see this collection of people from St. Louis in Atlanta doing a bunch of, I think, dope things for the culture altogether, right? What Nelly did for rap and took it to this pop icon situation.
Different level.
So I'm super proud to just be from there, live my duration there. But yeah, we got a chip because I think we be overlooked. And so everywhere we go, we rap hard and we try to leave a stamp.
Yeah, as you should, like I've already said. So now, we're coming from St. Louis. We're growing up in St. Louis. And let's get into high school era, right? So you're in high school. Were there always plans for secondary education or no? Like, what was that process like for you? Let's say 16, 17 years old.
So crazy enough, I actually moved from St. Louis in high school, and my parents moved up to Rochester, New York.
Okay.
So I've got this, like, I was born in Houston, moved to St. Louis, moved to upstate New York. So I've got this Southern, Midwest, I feel like I've touched everything. So in high school, I knew I wanted to do events. I met this guy who was through team parties. He's like, man, why don't you invite people out I'll pay you $3 for every person that you bring. I said, well, if he's paying me $3, what is he making?
Yeah.
And just seeing people have a good time, seeing people celebrate milestones, seeing people get with their friends that they haven't seen in a long time and let loose for a little bit and let go of what they got going on. That's what stuck with me.
Okay.
And it's literally why I'm here. It's literally my passion. It's my drive. And it's gone from parties to nightclubs to owning a nightclub to still doing, stuff for my fraternity or for the Emerging 100, and to owning places where you can go and kick it with your friends, get good food, get good drinks. But again, the basis is that those relationships and getting out and having a good time and meeting new people and connecting. That's how we got here.
And so you had that passion. You understood that, okay, I'm attracted to this.
Yep.
But now we got to navigate, right? So
Yep.
you're from St. Louis, I'm from Jersey.
Yep.
Both inner city environments where you kind of have to learn how to navigate anyway, and it gives you those life skills moving forward. But now as you're learning on the fly of how to navigate and as you're networking, speak about some of the power of networking or just coming together with other people. And I'm still, because we're not in Atlanta quite yet. We're still in Rochester right now. But speak about as you're being inspired and saying, man, I'm attracted to this. How did you put together, I need to learn from this person and connect like that?
Yeah, I think the most important thing about networking and connecting is just the organicness of it. It's just willingness to be vulnerable, willingness to say what you got going on, say where you need help, ask other people for where you need help. And then when I was up in New York getting ready to go to college, I knew I wanted to go to college. Just because I had aspirations. I come from parents that went to school, bless them. Everybody don't got that. I got mom and dad, what I'm saying, that went to school, and met in college. And so I knew college was something that I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
But when I got there, I understood the importance of networking. And I went to Morehouse College. And the reason I went to Morehouse College is because my older cousin went there. Okay. And my older cousin, my mom was like, you got all these schools recruiting you to play sports.
I'm about to say athlete. What sport?
I played football and basketball. Okay. Basketball, not so much. I just did basketball because I played, I started, I had a good time. Yeah. But I played football for real. And my mom was like, why don't you go visit a HBCU? Why don't you go see Morehouse? Why don't you go, I'm 18. My mom goes, why don't you go to Atlanta and hang out with your cousin for a weekend at Morehouse?
Deal.
Done. Sign me up. Oh, man, sign me up. So, I got down here. I saw this culture of Black people that were from everywhere around the world. They were bright. They were sharp. They were clean. They were smooth. And they had this own Black thing going.
It's so Black, man.
It's so Black.
Shout out to Atlanta, man.
Atlanta's so Black.
Yeah,
and
it really is.
It's what makes it special is it's everything is Black. The doctor's Black, the judge is Black, the police officer's Black. And so, it was a wrap. I got here, I got home, I said, well, I'm finna fill this application out. And I applied to I only applied to one school. It was Morehouse. I got in, and I knew I was going in.
So now, you said you applied to Morehouse because your cousin went there.
Yep.
Were there ever any reservations of Morehouse being an all-boys school, or what were those thoughts? Because, that's a thing as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's absolutely a thing. The thing that my cousin told me before I got there, of course there's reservations. But the thing that got me was just this brotherhood of the guys that when I got here, they showed me around like I was family immediately. Okay. And Spelman is across the street.
It really is. Literally though. Like not
figuratively.
You could throw a rock.
Yeah, we're touching gates. Yeah. Clark Atlanta, we're touching the back gate.
Yeah.
And so what Morehouse gave me is this, while it's time to be in the books, it gave me this focus of like, there are co-ed classes at Morehouse, Spelman, and Clark, which I don't know if everybody knows that, but you can cross. Even realize that. You can cross register.
Well, I knew that you could. Yeah. Spelman and Clark, they kind of obviously they brother sister, but I didn't know that they were like co-ed classes and stuff like that.
You can take a certain amount of classes within your major that credit at Spelman, at Clark, and at Morehouse you can't take, but I maybe 15 credits. But it does give you a mix. And so, I asked him. He was like, there's no shortage of the opposite sex. And when you're in your books, what does that matter anyway? You know what I'm saying? When I'm in my books, I'm in my books.
Right.
When I'm playing, I'm playing. And so it just gave me this ultra focus of just getting it done. But once you get there and you realize you're in class for 5 hours, 4 hours a day. The other 219,
you'll find time to have fun.
You're gonna find time to be. It's Atlanta, Georgia. You're gonna find time to be outside. You're gonna find time to mix and mingle with the opposite sex. And so it was being an all male school. I thought it was a phenomenal experience for me. It was probably what I needed to maintain my focus.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I appreciated it.
Cool.
And I'm gonna tell you the other side, not to rumble too much on about Morehouse, but the other piece about Morehouse is it gives you this, because you're in a class with all males, they can talk to you like you're in a class with all males.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give too much. I don't want to give too much, but the way you present yourself, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, the way you open doors for women, the way you respect women, we talk about all of that. And I don't know if you can have those same candid conversations when you're across from a woman.
Because you have to play to your audience, right? You
got to be respectfully, right? There's times that they're telling us, hey, somebody did something that wasn't great to a woman, and our teachers are saying that's not how we get down, and you're in that pot of we. I didn't have nothing to do with that, but you're a Morehouse man. You did, because if your brother did it, then you got to stop your brother from doing it. So. Awesome, man. It's the best undergraduate college in the world.
I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, and I graduated from HBCU as well. I went to Norfolk State.
Yeah,
shout out to Norfolk State.
Another great one.
For sure. But you sold me. If I was about to, if I was about to apply, I'm like, I might sign me up. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand what you're saying about it being such a unique experience that you can tailor make things for young men a certain way that you can't do in other places.
Yeah.
And I never looked at it or thought to look at it.
That's what makes it special. That's what gives you that. That's what we think gives us the edge. That's what we know gives us the edge. That's the chip. That's the air that people always assume we have before they break down and have a real conversation with us and understand that it's just how we have to be. Because there's and just as a black man, there's a lot that we have to do. Yup. So that's just the chip.
And was there any, I mean, obviously, I'm sure you heard of Morehouse before House, or I don't want to assume, but did you understand how prestigious of a school you were going to at the time that you were applying, or even, I would say at the time you were applying, or no? Nah,
because going to a white high school in upstate New York, they ain't teaching us about
nothing.
Our history.
Culturally.
They ain't teaching us about our culture.
Yeah.
They ain't teaching us that there's these phenomenal places like Morehouse, Spelman, Norfolk State, A&T. They ain't teaching us that those are valuable options for us.
Right.
So without having those people around me, like my cousins and my aunts and uncles that said, yo, this is a great school. Yeah, like if you get in here, you gotta go crazy. So nah.
Okay.
Nah, we need to educate our youth about the HBCUs and HBCU experience.
Absolutely. So now we're here. Now we're at Morehouse. Now we're getting our footing and figuring it out. Let's speak about year 1, year 2, as you're figuring it out. How do we get to parties and all of those different things, right? Because I know it had to be a gradual thing. So speak about that crescendo of getting into like nightlife and things of that nature.
Yeah, no crescendo. Got on campus.
Okay.
Immediately was going to stuff. This is Atlanta, Georgia, 2004, and it's going crazy.
Nah, 04 is crazy.
Atlanta,
Meech is still here.
We got Meech, we got crazy. BMF.
Yeah,
the things my eyes have seen with that.
Sheesh.
I'm in the club and I'm watching, the NFL guys and Meech and them and a couple other ones that came through with the scamming and all the other, and this place is like no other. The strip clubs.
Yeah.
Walking in the strip club, I'm like, this is it.
This is it.
This is home. But it started for me on campus.
Okay.
And it started for me to create stuff for my people that we would like. Because often we would go off of campus, and it wouldn't be as buttoned up or as it ain't us. Because you're 18, 19 years old in Atlanta, Georgia. It probably ain't safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For us to be kind of roaming around.
It's not.
It ain't.
It's not.
And so there were these guys on campus, and their name was Dream Team, and the Choice Marketing Group and Goodfellas, and they had campus on lock. Those are my old heads, my big brothers. When I was a freshman, they were seniors and juniors, and they threw stuff. And my whole goal was to be able to do stuff with them at first.
Okay.
I wanted to do enough.
Can I be down with you? Can I hang with you?
Nah, it wasn't even that. That wasn't my mentality. My mentality was,
let me learn.
I'm finna shine. I'm finna show them.
Okay.
And then hopefully they see me and we can start doing stuff together.
Okay.
And that's how it happened. Literally, we started doing stuff on our own. We started this company called Envious Entertainment, which it was just a collection of the most brilliant people and the homies. And some dope young ladies that wanted to get into nightlife. And we just started throwing our own thing, using our own money. And then it just turned into throwing clubs like 112. We did the compounds. We did Club Miami. We started Club Miami. And if anybody from Atlanta that knows Club Miami, it's probably one of the most big runs in the city, where this is your first time seeing Nicki Minaj. This is your first time seeing Chris Brown and Rihanna together. This is your first time Rick Ross. This is Waka Flocka. This is Jeezy pulling up in the Lambo. This is Meech coming. This is that era. Yeah. This is not what I'm not knowing what we're building. Sure. I'm not knowing what the history we're part. I got Lil Wayne perform, and I got this new artist I'm trying to sign, and it's Nicki Minaj. And so the groundwork was laid in school, and then it just turned, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until I thought this was like a college thing. So when I graduated from Morehouse, I was like, I got a degree, going to get a corporate job.
And a degree in?
Marketing and economics.
Okay.
I always knew it was marketing. I always knew it was going to be events. Got a degree. Was going to go work for Walt Disney Event Group, and do what I thought the right thing was, the buttoned up thing. Yeah, go do the buttoned up thing, right? Go to college, get the 9 to 5.
Make some decent money.
Make some good money.
Have a family.
Stack, have a family, and go off.
Yeah.
And it never went away. The itch never went away. I worked for Disney Event Group first, then I worked for a department store, and I was like, man, I gotta get back to Atlanta. Because I miss events. I miss seeing people have a good time. I miss putting it together. And so I was like, hey, I quit my job, came back, was working part-time at a department store, was working at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital doing marketing events for them while I was throwing parties, stacking paper, and bought a club.
Let's slow down. Because you can't just say that, like, stack my paper.
Stack it up, hey.
Bought a club.
We hustled for a lot. We sacrificed.
For sure. And that's what I want to speak to, right? Yep. Because speaking about the entrepreneurial thing, an entrepreneur, we can make it look easy, but it's the furthest thing from easy. And I don't care who's doing it on what level.
Yeah, anybody doing it for themselves, even if you got a safety net, it's hard.
It's hard, man.
It's hard work. It's sacrifices, and I tell everybody, like, it looks like overnight, but it's 20 years. I've been here 20 years working on this craft and working on this love. Sleepless nights.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? First opened the club, and I mean, because
what year was this?
Oh man, when was it was Oak Atlanta, so it's got to be about 2018. 2018. a building came open, and it was a building that I was familiar with because I had hosted some brunches there.
Okay.
And the previous owner was like, I got to get out of it. I'm bleeding. I'm losing money. This building they had, it was a T.I.
It's a big
had
building.
it. Huge building. T.I. had it before and wasn't able to make it go. And I just knew, like, if I get my hands on this joint, I know I can make it go. Good parking. I'm in the middle of the city. I'm not far from the AUC. It's kind of a buttoned up spot. I'm across from the 12. I can make this go. And so I got with my business partners, Ant, Jersey guys, Corey, Jersey guys, and a guy here, and then another cat from St. Louis, PB, shout outs to P. And we was like, we doing a club here. Everybody put their resources together, and I wouldn't say it was a success overnight. It was a ton of work. You could, the people were there. We always had people. We always had bodies. We always had support. The thing about Atlanta is if you do right by Atlanta people, they're gonna spend out. Yeah. Oh man, they're gonna come. They're gonna tell their friends. They're gonna bring their friends. That's the biggest.
And that's us, right?
That's
Not to cut you
us.
off. That's the community that we're speaking of.
That's
you know,
that's the college educated Black person in Atlanta. They see you working towards something. They're gonna support it. They're gonna tell their friends. People were bringing their friends, telling them this is the only spot we go to. I had friends that would come Friday night and Saturday night if they was in the city to show love.
Yeah, just off GP.
Off GP, you can't
beat that.
You can't buy that. You can't. You don't deserve that. You can't buy that. And so I'm grateful for that. And that bad boy, we ain't know what he was doing.
I bet, right? And before we, so let me pause you right there.
Yeah.
I want to go back to night one or week one or when you guys first, you put your resource together and you got it, signed, sealed, delivered. Club is yours. Describe to the people that feeling at that moment, at that point. Take yourself back. What did that feel like for you at that point?
You know, that feeling never changes.
Okay.
No matter how many restaurants I'm on, that feeling doesn't change. Okay. And it's like a restless, what the hell am I doing? Why did I do? What am I doing?
Because now you gotta figure out how I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, rent due. Yeah, rent's due. Quick. And staff needs payment. And everybody will tell you, like, that's important. That's important to me. So it's this nervousness. I don't care if you're podcasting. I don't care what you're doing. It's the same gut. It's the same feeling. And that nauseousness, you run with it. That's what makes it great. And
that's what keeps you authentic too.
That keeps you real. That keeps you who you are. If you take that, you bottle it up, that means you're doing the right thing. If it don't mean nothing to you, if you ain't nervous, if you ain't losing sleep, it ain't for you. Yeah. Find something that you want so bad that it makes you sick. It makes you sick to your stomach, and it made me sick. And I remember sitting in that bad boy, and I was like, we're gonna be able to get this thing open in 6 months. It took longer than that, but one day the sound was on. We turned the lights off. It's the middle of the day. I'll never forget. And I sat on the couch and I looked around and I said, oh shit, this is a club. And 2 weeks later, we opened up, grand opening, Labor Day weekend.
Perfect time. Way to leverage
all the actors, Ludacris, Kofi, immediately. Support, Shaka Zulu, all of the OGs came through, bought bottles, showed love, all of the homies from school, and the run just started. And it was, we had Diddy, Future, everybody.
Y'all can go, y'all can look it up. Yeah. It's documented, so, we ain't making it up.
It's out there. The history's out there. And I think it just taught me, like, you got to do your paperwork, right? You got to because we bought that space from somebody else. We only had a 3-year lease. There's things that you don't know until you know. And I also learned that, hey, everybody doesn't want you in their space. But I learned a lesson about paperwork, and I learned a lesson about business first, and I learned a lesson about customer service and creating these dope atmospheres. And so Oak is the stepping stone. Morehouse, Oak, those are the stepping stones those are my base levels.
Yeah, and I've gone. I've been to like one of the network, when I first moved out here, because I got here in the beginning of 19, and it was a networking party.
Yep.
You know, friend of the show, Ola was
Hola,
there.
shout out.
And, you know, I seen it. Oh, I'm pulling up. That was super dope.
Yep.
Just the atmosphere alone. I mean, how the club is set up, if you guys have never been, it's set up for you to speak to people. That's the genius of my business partner Corey on that one. I can't take credit for that. I'm probably the party person of our clique that I actually like to go out and see people have a good time. If I'm in the club, typically I'm listening to the music, but I'm actually watching how people interaction. And I hated going out and being hounded about a wristband or this is my section. And the pretty girls are in that section, but I can't even get over there to meet them. Or it's a group of guys over there and we so far apart. Like, it's just,
I don't even get to know who. So segregated. Oak was about literally no barricades.
It's true.
No stanchions. Y'all gonna meet the person that's across from you.
And you're gonna talk.
Y'all gonna talk. Y'all might share space. Y'all gonna learn to get along. And that's what made that spot so special. And everybody says, oh, I met this person there, I met that person there. This became my friend because we sat across from each other at a party. We just happened to introduce each other.
I mean, it's literally as close as this, maybe a tad bit bigger, but it's set up that way.
And that was it. And then the networking events that was the other side, right? Because we're young professionals.
Right.
I wanted a Thursday night where people could come, a Thursday after work where people come play games. We're not making no money.
Right.
The opportunity was for you to come, mix and mingle, meet other people, meet the other movers and shakers in the city, connect. People would sponsor them. Lawyers would come through and sponsor them so that it was organic. It was a good organic space. Yep.
It's beautiful, man. Shout out to you because, again, you talk about it candidly, although just being an entrepreneur myself, I understand all of the peaks and valleys and different things that you have to go through. But the way that you speak of it, it's inspiring to me. It should be inspiring to you all.
Yeah.
And I just want to salute you just in real time because we need more of that, right? We need more of, sometimes, you know, because we're in it, we like, yeah, I know, thank you, but I'm on to the next. But it's like sometimes we do have to take a step back and, you know, take it in and receive some of that quote unquote praise. That might not necessarily be the right word, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because
I appreciate that.
It's necessary. Sometimes we can get lost, right?
Yeah, it closes and you like, dang, I got to create something immediately. And I never even took the time to appreciate the staff and everybody that just made that the city embraced it. Celebrities embraced it.
Yeah.
Cardi and Off and Miga, all them pull up, show love. Gucci pull up, show love. So I didn't take the time to, you know, think about what we created for the culture and just it was a dope movement. And that thing got to come back. And so I'm not.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm not. That ain't the end of that era.
And
it's on pause.
Because I'm gonna get to another thing that's going on. But yeah, man, I agree. I definitely agree. So now Oak closes in what is it? No, it's post pandemic, right?
Yeah, we get through the pandemic.
So
pandemic is crazy.
That's what I want to talk about, right? Because we all know what the pandemic was for the world.
Yeah.
And I was here during that time.
Crazy.
Now, as a club owner / restaurant owner, right? Because you had a kitchen.
Yeah.
In the place. So I do know some of the nuances that are that you may have been able to do because you have a kitchen and be open and talk about all of that and talk about the mindset. You talked about the first night where you was like, all right, what the hell am I gonna do? What happened when COVID comes and you got to be shut down for months? What's going through your mind there, and how do we navigate and get through it?
The scariest. I remember sitting in brunch, and just watching CNN. World's gonna shut down for 2 weeks while we get this thing under control. I'm just sitting in the club and I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a dope 2-week break.
Yeah, I need it.
This is gonna be a relaxing 2-week break. The club is going crazy. We can deep clean this bad boy.
Yeah.
I can get organized. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, it's crazy. And everybody's like, man, maybe we shouldn't be out. COVID is crazy. But everybody's just enjoying that last few hours before we know that we think that something's gonna happen. announcement happens. I'm like, cool. I'm at home 2 weeks. I'm going to Home Depot. I'm just doing chill stuff. I'm cleaning up. I'm organizing closets. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
2 months goes by, and I'm freaking out.
It's quiet. Yeah.
It's quiet, and there's no end in sight for this thing. And people are passing. People are losing loved ones in the hospital, and they're not being able to go see them. People are, having terrible asthma. At this time, I now have a newborn. I'm opening ground on a brand new restaurant that we're building, that no one knows about. That
it was a behind the scenes thing that was gonna be a grand thing.
That's gonna be crazy. I'm holding on to share with the world.
Yeah.
And we're on pause, and rent is still due. I got no PPP.
So were you?
We applied for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And
Nothing. I mean, we're legit. Everything is on paper. If you know me, you know I don't play about paperwork. And now, because I learned from the first time, everything is, people are being paid on payroll. So we should be able to get some money to help pay our staff to make sure that they can eat.
And everything is denied.
Everything is too late. Everything is denied. And so we're paying out of pocket. And we're sick. We've saved money, but it's never enough when you never calculated for a 5-month
shutdown.
Shutdown. Scariest time of my life. God got us through it. We opened up later than everybody else because we were trying to be cautious. When we felt comfortable, we did the social distancing. And then at some point, we just had to go for it. And I think that was the implosion that you saw Atlanta. Where everybody was here every single weekend. Yeah. And Atlanta became the center. I feel like Atlanta became the center of the world.
Because, it was two places that seemingly didn't shut down. Atlanta and Miami.
Miami. And then Miami shut, and then it was just Atlanta at one point. and Tulum. And I was just saying, everybody was going to Mexico, and everybody was coming to Atlanta just for a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Because everybody was outside for sure.
And I will say that was without any PPP, that was the greatest revenue time of my life. The support, shout outs to our governor who decided, to let people figure it out. Rest in peace to anyone. And this is a real deal for me because I don't know if people caught it here. I don't know if people caught it from the grocery store, and I still don't know. And it's still something that I think about. But shout outs to the people that came and kept establishments open and people fed and my staff fed. But also, it's tough to talk about people that lost their lives during COVID. I had an uncle. I had a friend's dad. They had other underlying issues, but it's still a real thing. And so that time is very is sensitive to me. But I mean, it's a part of the story of just being at the lowest, being at home thinking like, I got a newborn, I'm finna go to FedEx and work at night to do what needs to be done. And I don't care how it looks. That's what we're doing. I'll be where it needs to be at Amazon. Doing whatever I got to do to make sure everything is taken care of. And so, I mean, we definitely persevered, and that's all God. And so, that's just a tough time. That's just a tough time to talk about. It's a tough time to think about for me. But because on both sides, you have this great win of Atlanta being open, but there was a cost.
A big cost.
There was a cost. Regardless of if it was directly from you, people lost during that time. Not just revenue, not just money. Money doesn't.
Right. We get that back.
What's money? People lost their lives.
So
and people lost their jobs. And hell, everything changed.
The world changed. And I mean, the world is still changing.
It is.
Because of that.
We're still dealing with COVID.
I mean, that's really, we're not going to go too crazy.
Okay, don't go too, we ain't got to get too deep.
We're not going to go too crazy. But I will say that I just feel like I consider COVID, respectfully, as the great reset of the world.
It was.
Because everything changed.
It was.
From
the way
travel
we work,
to work, like you said, everything changed.
Everything that we do now is different. You think about the grab. I mean, shout outs to Pinky Cole and Slutty Vegan and all the grab. But if you think about the grab and go concept and how she was right there during grab and go time,
Perfect timing.
she's on the moon now.
Oh, forget about it.
Hottest entrepreneur. I'm saying
we're gonna get
period.
there because I already.
Okay, we can get there.
We're gonna
Shout
get
out to
the-
my dog. But
for
yeah,
sure.
just being there. It just, every business changed, school changed, banking changed, travel changed.
Everything, bro.
So yeah, you had to get with it. You got to get with the new times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, before we go to new times, I
Okay.
mentioned in the intro, and I didn't pay enough respect, so I do want to double back really quickly.
Okay.
I made mention that you're a member of the Divine Nine.
Absolutely.
And you are a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha.
That's right.
Now, I'm not Greek,
Okay.
but my parents are Greek.
Okay.
Pops is a Kappa,
Okay.
mom's is a Delta.
Shout outs to the Noobs and the
So
Reds.
I understand Divine Nine
Yeah.
and all that comes with it.
Yeah.
Now, when we back at Morehouse, what made you join? What made you
Yeah.
be interested? How did that come together for you?
So also my parents are both Greek.
Okay.
Mom's a K, dad's an Alpha. All of my uncles are Noobs. So I grew up with this expectation of service, seeing them go do community service on the weekends,
Right.
seeing my mom do Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and that was like her thing on Saturday morning. I'm going to do Big Brothers, Big Sisters. Y'all figure out what y'all gonna do because I'm going to go
This is
give
what's
back to
happening.
my community.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I knew it was no shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
I was going
That's
to
what it
try.
was, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to try to get down because it was so important to my family. And I saw the work. I saw the work that people did. I saw the brotherhood. I saw when we moved to another place, my dad was like, I'm going to go link up with the Alphas. And then we knew what church to go to. Or we had 4 different church selections.
That community, man.
Community.
Back to the community.
Back to community. It's the core is community. The core is brotherhood. The core is service and making sure you don't leave your brother behind. No brainer for me. Kappa, Omega, my dogs is Kappa. I don't care. I don't care nothing about what you are. The goal of what you join that fraternity is brotherhood and service.
Right.
Sisterhood and service.
Yeah.
So I never forget that. But yeah, shout outs to the frat, shout outs to A5.
Definitely. And yeah, I mean, respect to, like you said, to everybody in Divine Nine or otherwise, right? Because it's not just Divine Nine.
It ain't just Divine Nine. You
And
can
it's
do the
not
work.
just about that, right?
Agreed.
It's not
you don't
just
need
because
no colors. Wait, you don't need no colors to do the work.
For sure.
Yeah, you don't need to come. You could come do the work with us. No colors. We're not turning away nobody because you don't got colors.
Right.
Come do the work. I'm also a member of the Emerging 100.
Let's talk about that.
Same thing. I saw them brothers doing the work, raising scholarships. I saw them at the school. They were at Morehouse and Spelman and Clark. The old heads was talking to us about what are you doing after school?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where are you playing? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's dope.
I'm
Let
doing
me-
this.
let me
And,
check that out.
and I knew events. I knew events was the way that I could help fundraise. So the Christmas soiree and the dressy party that we have in the spring, it's just ways come out and have a good time.
Yeah.
But your dollar's going to brown kids to go to
Important.
college.
That's important. Man.
That's it. So my mark on E100 is gonna be events, and then I think my mark on Alpha is not done, and the Alpha. There's so many just Alpha. Emerging 100 is younger. There's so many brothers in A5 that are just elite.
Yeah.
You gotta find your way.
Yeah, it's true.
And like-
it's almost, and I'll speak from the outside looking in, and you can tell me if you can confirm. But from my perspective, as it pertains to alphas in general, every fraternity has stereotypes.
Yep.
The stereotype of alphas, brainiacs, smart, sharp,
Yeah,
right?
we nerds, man.
Nerds. But when you talk about the elite people that are a part of that fraternity specifically, like that could feel like pressure or inspiration to do it
both.
or do it. Yeah.
It's both.
Yeah.
But you know, at 37, I'm still the baby that ain't accomplished nothing.
Right.
No matter what you think you've done.
Right.
It's an old head that has really done,
Really did it.
Really's doing what you trying to do.
Trying to do.
Okay. So so
Yeah.
my mark ain't even, I ain't even done. I ain't scratched the surface on what I want to do and bring and fundraise and what I want to be in Alpha. So Alpha is a lifelong commitment for me. Emerging, you age out. Then you're supposed to go to the 100 Black Men. And God willing, I'll do that. But I got some time with Alpha, God willing, on that one too. But yeah, so be it. I've got to leave a legacy there. It's important.
Yeah.
It's important. Yep.
Dope. So, okay, so now let's fast forward just a little bit and get into, now we're post-COVID.
Yep.
And, you know, thankfully we get through COVID.
Yeah, we're through it.
Air quotes, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know,
Yeah.
still
Air quotes.
lingering effects. And now you speak about this restaurant that you were planning. It was going to be this big grand surprise.
Yeah.
You're going through everything mentally. I can't figure out, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And then I want to do that too.
Yeah.
Okay, now we air quotes get through COVID. And now we shift, or a shift takes place with this restaurant.
It's wild times right now. This time of my life is
The wildest.
the gray.
It's the
I got
peak
some of my first gray hair at this time of my life. I'm stressed. I got a newborn at the crib, man. I'm trying to be everything to everybody, and I am nothing to myself at this time. And
That's a bar. Don't miss that.
yeah,
Don't be everything to everybody.
Don't.
And nothing to yourself.
Don't
be.
it.
Don't be. Yeah, that's a bar, man.
Stressed,
'Cause
depressed.
I know what that feels like.
don't do that. Take the time for yourself. But in that moment of building out this space, I'm watching this space becomes bar vegan. So we're not telling nobody. Pinky Cole, CEO, founder of Slutty Vegan, her president, Jason Crane, Alpha, Morehouse, Pinky Crane, Delta, Clark Atlanta, we're in this college at the same time. And they come and they say, yo, look, we're gonna do a bar, but it's gonna be a vegan bar. I'm like, a vegan bar?
What are we talking about?
What else are we talking
what
about?
Is that?
I'm not doing no vegan bar. I'm from
How's it gonna work?
My
Who's
parents
gonna
are from
drink it?
Florida. What are you? They grill.
Yeah.
Nah, vegan. Try Slutty Vegan. I'm like, all right. I go stand in line at her restaurant.
And you stood online.
I stood online. I ain't making no calls. I stood online. I ain't calling. I ain't doing nothing because I'm like, I gotta go see what sis is talking about. I bite in this burger and I say, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let's talk about it. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
Sis is so dynamic. When I say just a go-getter, it was easy to say yes to that. She saw the club, she saw the rooftop that we had at Oak. She saw us navigating this space very, very, very successfully at this point. And she was like, we're gonna do this together, and it's gonna be called Bar Vegan, and I'm gonna be the CEO, and y'all gonna help me do it. And whatever. Y'all, if y'all haven't met Pinky Cole, whatever Pinky Cole says, you don't tell sis no, because she's gonna go do it. She's gonna make it do it. And when I mean that with the utmost respect, 'cause she's just a visionary. She's a go-getter. And so, yeah, cool. Tell me where to sign, Pinky. And we got this space that we can't do nothing with because COVID. We don't know if we got to put shields in between every table. We thought we were gonna do grab and go to fight, and it just became this thing where people were like, nah, this is the coolest, healthiest. It ain't all the way healthy, right? Because we're frying French fries, right? But it's
a healthier option.
It's a healthier option, and we're literally thinking about every ingredient. There are liquors that are not at Bar Vegan because they're not vegan. There are food, we don't obviously sell anything with meat. But it's the Bar Vegan is for that person like me that may not always
do the right thing.
Yeah, because God ain't done with me yet, so I'm still a steak, chicken guy. But to know that there's another option that's tasty.
It's tasty. Because that's the key, man.
That's the key.
When people hear vegan,
I'm like stuffy, dry. She's a vegan bar. That don't sound fun.
it don't sound appealing
To nobody.
Nobody. Not me.
When you walk in there and I got a DJ going.
Super vibe.
And it's a big vibe and it's clean and the servers are dancing and it's and it's energy. That's what it was. It's for the it's for the vegans, right? But it's also very much for the person that ain't vegan that wants to come try a healthier, vibey option.
And I want to shout out to Pinky Cole as well, because my first time going to Slutty Vegan, like I'm pescatarian now.
Okay.
Right? Now, I started my pescatarian journey officially in the midst of COVID, but I kind of had always been, not always, but I've been health conscious
Good for you.
for a little while now, right? And so when you have things like, it said like vegan bacon or vegan Philly cheesesteak, or all these different things, it's like,
what?
Yeah, like what are we talking about, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it's genius.
Yeah.
Because what you do is you market it as vegan, not that there's false advertisement,
No.
but you reel people in and you make it appealing to the average common man and woman.
Discovery.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when you try it, like you said, when you bit into the burger, you wasn't feeling it. But when you bit into the burger, you like, oh, nah.
Wait a minute.
Nah, this is different.
I'm like, okay.
I put my parents on. When people come down, yo, we going to Slutty Vegan, like automatically, and everybody feels a little, well.
First off, the name alone is Slutty Vegan. Slutty Vegan, right?
And it's an experience.
It's
If you've never been, you gotta go. I don't even want to spoil it for you.
Nah, don't. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Survive.
Because, when you first walk in, you have to. You have to go for the first time.
Yeah.
You can't Uber Eats. You can't do none of that.
No,
you gotta go
agree.
to the bit. You gotta go.
Don't Uber Eats your first. Either one, bar vegan or slut. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't go experience
You have to.
it. It's she's put a lot of thought and energy into it. Go experience. Go experience it the first time. It is for man. It is for a person.
It's for
that it's a fool. It's for a person that is not. Shout outs to all the vegans, but her concept is for people that ain't vegan. To me, that's how she. It's discovery.
That's how she marked. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant. And I just went to bar vegan today, so you know what I'm saying.
We appreciate that.
Of course, man. I wanted to support. I want to support, but I like it.
Thank you.
Beyond wanting to support, I like it.
Thank you. That's the goal. And that's the goal. We want y'all to like it. I don't want it to just have to come because it's your homie spot. I really
like it.
And that's how you know you got a good product. I see my friends posting and they ain't saying, Lerrick, I'm on the way.
Yeah.
Lerrick, I want to meet you there.
Yeah.
Lerrick. Nah, I look on my friend Instagram and they're at Bar Vegan. I'm like, damn, you could have let me meet you up there so I could kick it with y'all. So I know it's a dope experience when, even my brother, not vegan, pulls up, buys drinks at the bar, goes home and be like, oh, no, I stopped at Bar Vegan today and had a drink. That means, man.
And then the location, right?
Yeah. Dope area.
Because Pinky Cole she's out of here. Forget about it.
Put her on the moon.
Yeah, she's out of here.
Put her on the moon.
I mean, she's in New York now. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, she Brooklyn, Harlem, Dallas.
Yeah,
it's
over.
Athens.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, my sis. Shout out to sis.
shout out to you. Definitely shout out to you. But the location of Bar Vegan.
Yeah.
It's in the Ponce area.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
For those who not familiar with the Atlanta area, Ponce City Market, real dope vibe, real dope area of the city.
Yep.
And there's so many other things going on. There's a lot of vibrant energy in that area. So you guys are perfectly placed in the midst of all of everything else that's going wrong.
I don't think we was. I think you gotta remember COVID. So was we perfectly placed or do we are we creating some energy over there?
That's true.
And
because that's
the people
in the middle. It's literally in the middle.
We're in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm on the second floor.
Yeah.
And all these places is closed on the second floor.
Yeah.
What I'll say is, you know what I'm saying, if you got a good base, your people will come. And then that foot traffic helps over there. It does.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and but the key is you build this brand. You build this brand of being a good business person, with your customers, they'll come and find you.
Yeah.
Black people weren't going on Ponce City Market, second floor to kick it. Nah.
They going there with a purpose.
They was going there with a purpose.
Yeah.
And so it helps.
Yeah.
I love the location. I love being in the middle of the city, but it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Definitely.
I love Ponce. But yeah, shout out to Ponce City Market too.
Definitely. Shout out to Bar Vegan. Shout out
Appreciate
to you once
that, man.
again.
I appreciate that.
So I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
You've mentioned Tulum as in Tulum, Mexico a few times.
Yeah.
But now, what is Tulum? I'm not talking about Tulum, Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Tulum that I see you advertising. I see
Yeah,
you
it's
talking
coming
about.
soon.
I see a lot of
Yeah.
coming soon. Maybe it's only but so much you can say, but
Nah,
for
we can
what
talk
you
about
can
it.
say, yeah, like tell me and the people because I don't know. So,
Yeah.
what is Tulum?
Tulum is an idea when things are bad and that's the only spot that's open and people are going to kick it there.
I'm so sorry. Let me stop you because I appreciate the organic way that you come up with some of these concepts, right?
Some of this stuff comes from the ugly.
But that's the beauty of it. That's what we do as culture, as community. We take lemons and make lemonade, right?
Yeah.
So you was talking about in the midst of COVID, everything shut down, but the only place that was open was
going?
Tulum.
Where was going, black people?
It's going to Mexico.
We was going
Everybody,
to Mexico.
Like Tulum was like a new place in Mexico, like it just popped up.
Well, we thought Tulum was new. I think I might have went to Tulum 3 times just to see some water.
You see what I'm saying?
Just to see the sun.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I love how the new concept is that of what was built out of something that was very, very real.
Yeah.
Right? So continue. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I mean, y'all was out there kicking it. Everybody. I don't know who ain't been at this point. But I think when you got to Mexico and you got to Tulum and if you think you're coming from COVID time where you're afraid to do anything and now you can hang out at these outdoor restaurants because what made Tulum to me safe was the venues were outdoors, so you're not breathing on people. And I'm like, oh, this is genius. We're going to these restaurants. Now I'm eating food outside. The party is kind of outside because there's no walls. Found a spot in Buckhead, and I'm like, I want to recreate what that was for me, what that was for us, in the A. Boom, call it Tulum. All these ideas, they just are ups or downs. Oak, we looked at the ceiling and it looked like wood. We called it Oak. Tulum was a miserable time, but it was a bright time to get on the airplane and go to Mexico.
In the midst of misery.
In the midst of being dead ass, spending my last couple of dollars to keep these businesses afloat.
Yeah.
It ain't always pretty. Yup. So Tulum, it's going to be colorful. It's got a patio. All of those things that you think about when you were outside. It's got garages that lift up so it looks like it don't have no walls.
Dope.
All of those ideas that you thought about when you were in Tulum that made Tulum different and special, that's this. This is food. This is stuff that comes out the water. This is pretty colors. This is fruit. This is bottle service. These are these special bottles from, this is touches from Tulum, from Mexico, that we're gonna make a little bit Atlanta too. And so when you walk in here, you at a resort. You're not in the A, you're not in Buckhead.
It's fire.
The music
It's fire.
is gonna be a little bit blended.
It's fire.
Somebody might speak to you in Spanish. I can't give too much, but you might have to speak in Spanish to order something. It's gonna be a little bit different. And just as people have rocked with Bar Vegan, I know is the support in Atlanta has just been.
The run, the evidence, the data's there.
The data's there. So I just think if we create what we say we're gonna create, the energy's there. Okay. And so we've had this building for 2 years.
Okay.
And the people that I'm doing it with, they owned Opium and Sea Salt and Oak and Bar Vegan. And these are I got some dogs with me on this one. This was, everybody put some of the best people that I've ever seen do it in Atlanta.
Everybody came together.
All egos to the side, percent, who owns what, We ain't talking about none of that.
We want to get it open, running.
We talking about everybody came to the table and said, we want to create something. Atlanta needs something. This is, we really put time and money and energy into this project. Beautiful. And I pray to God it correlates.
I'm sure it will.
I hope so.
I'm sure it will. And so I would imagine nothing's necessarily concrete, but projections on opening.
It's this summer. You'll see it this summer for sure. Hiring this summer. Yeah, we ready. Food is done. Permits are done. Liquor licenses are done. The hard work is done. Well, actually, that ain't the hard work. The hard work is what the customer sees. That's always the most important part. So
we can have all this vision.
And
we could show up like,
what? This shit. Y'all been in them spots where it was, damn, this shit is pretty, but the service is trash.
Definitely. Been.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So if it take me another year to get the service right, then it's just gonna be a year. Yeah, this has to be correct to me. Yeah. And what I appreciate also about Atlanta is like people have texted me on the side and say, hey, yo, the customer service was bad today. People ain't perfect, right? I'm hiring. I'm in a people first business, right?
Man, you gotta appreciate that. Or how does that feel though?
I love it.
Okay.
You can't get better feedback than someone that you consider a peer or friend telling you straight up, this person may not be the best for your venue because they don't get it. They don't. So yeah, shout outs to all those people that have ever gave me any feedback. I'm grateful. So Tulum, it got to be open by August for me, as long as the customer service is right.
And I'm biased. I'm super biased because, you know, y'all dealing with a Leo here. My birthday's in August.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? We open.
We'll get your birthday dinner going.
We open in August. Then you know I got to pull up for sure.
I'm going to have to host your birthday dinner
for sure.
Get it popping.
For sure. Like, that's definitely, I'm there.
It's got to be different. And we just working on a few new concepts. Another bar vegan coming into this year. Another bar vegan I already signed for next year. Another restaurant signed, be probably spring of next year. So it's time to just build on these concepts and just do right and make sure people have good energy in the A.
Now let me ask you this, right? Because obviously you're here, your base is here, your family's here, you're here, right?
Absolutely.
And we've already spoken about the emergence and the expansion of that of Pinky Cole.
Yeah.
When it comes to you and your vision, I don't know if you've thought about it yet or if you, whatever, but going out of state, is that something that maybe down the line?
Absolutely. It's already happened.
Okay.
Yeah, we already out of state. It's already done.
Okay.
Yep. Paperwork is already signed. That's all I got for that one. Cause y'all not finna have Pinky. Y'all not finna have Pinky Cole calling me.
Yeah.
It's already done.
Yeah.
But hopefully we do a part 2 of this later down the road.
For
and
sure,
we could talk about that. Yeah, we talk about that. We're gonna see another spot. We're gonna see another state, another cities.
It's beautiful, man. It's like I said, it's inspiring to see a black and brown person, first and foremost, having success and having it over and over. But then as a black man, it's also, and I mean, you 1-2 years older than me, it's even more important to see somebody who's, I still consider in my peer group, that it's like, man, like this thing is possible, right?
Yeah.
Because again, in everybody's individual journeys, you have those moments where you like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got this degree. I go fall back on that and make this 150 or something safe and go do this 9 to 5. Hey, I thought about that last week. I'm not about to play. You know what I'm saying? This is organic. This is a real conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, I got this degree. I could go be somebody's manager and have a boss and I'll be good. I don't desire. I think once you set your expectations for what you desire,
hey,
man, stop chasing the bag. You'll be all right. All y'all making good, decent money in the area, y'all are fine.
Yeah.
Just cut back your expenses and what you desire, I could cut back my expenses and
Hey, he talking.
the stress,
talking.
the gray hair I got. I'm gonna ask him to edit the gray hair out. But hey, I didn't earn these gray
You
hairs.
earned them, so let's keep them. We gotta keep them. You earned them.
All right, we gonna keep striving for.
You know what I'm
greatness,
saying? But
yeah.
man. So before we get out of here,
Okay.
of course, I do want everybody to know where they can follow you and get in touch with you. But before we even do that, what's next for Lerrick McCorvey? I mean, you've spoken about a lot. So something that you haven't spoken about that you may either have plans on down the line or just something that is actually in the works that you maybe haven't touched on. What's next for you?
I think next is, I think I've spent a lot of time trying to get these businesses open. But I think next is time to like really focus on my internal customer, which is my employees. Focus on, I got a 4-year-old who, it's a sacrifice on him. I try to be, all y'all that know me know, that's my number one and most important task. So, he may have to be with me at a meeting every now and then, but that's just what I feel like I have to sacrifice to, one, make sure his legacy is straight, and two, make sure I'm doing well by my employees who got to eat, who got families, cars, and bills, right? So one is just making sure, one, I'm doing well by my child. Two, I'm doing well by my internal customer and my employees. And then three, taking the time now that I feel like I'm at this place of sustainability, I guess, because I don't even believe in sustainability. As an entrepreneur, y'all know how quick this thing can turn around when you be
Like that, bro. 1 month.
1 month. Two, COVID, outbreak. I could not be here. And so I treat every day with respect, and I treat everyone with respect. But it's about now those people around me and doing things and getting more Black people jobs and teaching Black people how to create their own restaurants. And I got these dope ass bartenders that they gonna hire me. I know I got people on my team that are better at this than me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be working for them. Yeah. I know it.
Yeah.
I ain't even tripping.
Yeah.
They're just so thorough and good. And so the next phase is
focusing on them.
It's the people around me. How do I make my everyone around me better? Because the people around me, once they get better, they're gonna I'm gonna be working for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's the goal. The goal is to see a bunch of, and this, I don't mean to sound arrogant, but a bunch of people that look like me, or a bunch of minis running around here that own they stuff, they boss up,
though,
and I'm going to their restaurants and I'm spending my money to eat at their spots.
The reason why it's not arrogant is because we need more of it.
Yeah.
We need more of it.
Absolutely.
Listen, I know what the numbers say. They say we make up 13% of the country. I don't know, because everybody be lying about everything, right? So we don't know.
Yep.
But I still feel like it's not enough of us. Forget feel like, there aren't enough of us.
It ain't.
There's not enough.
It ain't. And then we ain't always doing it the right way because we're playing from behind. And I don't care what you say, business loans ain't the same for brown people.
They're not.
We're fundraising amongst ourselves and amongst our community. It's time to figure it out. It's time to own where we lease. It's time for a different method to make sure our brown babies can do what they want and dream how they want. I'm a child of dreamers and hustlers. You know what I'm saying? That they probably was like, you want to own a club? Like, you went to Morehouse to own a club? Yeah, I did. And then
and I'm sure they never,
No.
But yeah.
I got dope parents. So they always held it down. Always held me down, always uplifted me. As long as I, lived to be a good human being. Yeah, as long as I lived to be a good human being, I always had the love and the respect and the support. And I want to give that.
Yeah.
I want to give that to mine. I want to give it to others. I want to give that to middle schoolers right now that in 10 years,
they're gonna
be running me.
Yeah, and that's
They're
what
gonna
it's
tell me,
about, bro.
this how you do it.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And we got to be able to embrace that
That's
as
it.
well.
That's it.
Because now we at that age now where it's like, back in my day, like we there, bro. We already there.
Oh yeah.
But
I tell you, I was called the other day.
by just somebody random or just, it don't even matter.
Just a dope, smart ass young man. And he was just, I was listening to him talk and he said, you know what I'm saying? And I said, what's the I'm Lerrick, man. What you talking about? And I just had to embrace it, that. Yeah, like it's
But
his
you know
time.
what? It's like Fab said, I'm young enough to know better. No, I'm old enough to know better, young enough to not give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
And he titled himself Young OG. I think we're in that Young OG era. You know what I'm saying? We're in that phase of life because we are old enough to have known and lived and had experiences, and we are respected by both young and old.
Yep.
But as we're respected by the youth, if we're doing it the right way, they're gonna call us as a term of endearment.
It
though.
is.
I know.
I'm like, that's a good thing?
It ages us out, but it is a good thing.
It is.
It's
cool.
a good thing.
It was cool.
right?
I embraced it.
Because it's trash if they call you old head. Old head, they not respecting you, bro. They're not respecting you because they feel that what they're saying is you out of touch.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I mean?
Fair. Unc is still cool.
Unc is cool.
All right, I'd take Unc. But it's done. It's done.
I feel you.
But yeah, that's the goal. The goal is just to I think that should be everybody's goal, to reach out. I had some people that were instrumental. Shout out to Kanan. I got a mentor, Kanan Jasper, a marketing genius, and he just poured into me. And it wasn't always about business. It wasn't always about education. Sometimes it was about fatherhood. Sometimes it was about being a good human. Sometimes it was about hanging out. Sometimes it was about going to have a drink. You need that one person. You need that mentor. So that's this next phase in my life is who can I put on? Who can I support? Who can I pass this down? Because I already know somebody gave it to me. I got to give it to somebody else.
Absolutely. So listen, again, before we get out of here, please make sure that you let the people know where they can get in tune with you, follow you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm Lerrick, Lerrick presents. Lerrick, Lerrick presents on Instagram. And then all my information's on Instagram. Y'all can DM me. I DM back. Actually, I follow people back. I talk. So yeah. I'm good. You can pull up on me. We can have a drink, cocktail, and talk about anything. I'm open. I'm open to the next ideas. I'm open to the youth. I want to hear people that I would love to just meet people that are interested in restaurant, people that are interested in nightlife, marketing, graphic designers. I need all that. People that are in the video. I'm trying to build a team. I want to build an empire of just young people that are just go-getters that are ready. Yep.
Hey, man. You heard it here first. Straight out of the horse's mouth. You know what I'm saying? Again, I definitely want to just thank you for,
I
for
appreciate
pulling up
this.
and coming through. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Thank you for being an inspiration to myself and others. And this has been, it's been a pleasure.
It has been.
It's been a pleasure. So, another episode is in the books. But we want you to make sure that y'all do your job. We've done our job. Our job is to create the content, to give you the content. So mission complete. Now, your job is to make sure that you tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, everything Rico.
Peace.
Perfect timing.
I appreciate you for having me, my brother. Thank you. Oh, it's absolutely a thing.
Signed, sealed, delivered. I definitely agree.
That's what makes it great.